Good morning, TikTok Nation, scrappers, scrapettes, recyclers, planet lovers, et al. uh, haven't really been deliberately absent lately. It's just getting really hard to find airspace when there's not 5 or 6 other creators on. But what I'll do is I'll post videos to make sure that I keep content coming for you guys. This is going to be a very short live. I am on my way out to see if I can get my bottom kitchen cabinets replaced. Most of you guys know I had a flood, and I haven't been able to use those cabinets, which is why every time you tune in, I've got a counter full of dishes. So that's today's job, and I'm gonna go get some new appliances. My real reason for visiting this morning, I wanted to stop by very quickly and thank all of you for all of your purchases in my eBay store. I'll get a restriction for saying eBay, but I don't really give a darn anymore. I've sold out again of eScrap. I just cannot believe how many of you have joined in and purchased eScrap from us. What I'll do is I'll continue putting things on my profile page as I list them into the store. What I've done now is I've put some boards up for sale. They're in small lots. Large plastic socket motherboards from the early 90s are very good for gold recovery. So I've got quite a few of lots of those listed. Telecom boards are really good for gold recovery. You've got to find alternatives that aren't RAM. I mean, trying to buy RAM right now is absolutely impossible. Goldfinger cards, I've sold out of, I think I sold all of it that I had this week. And it's just, you can't keep it in stock. So if you're looking for some other sources for gold recovery, I'll try to get some more videos about those up for you. They'll probably be a little shorter format. I really continue to say these old drives. Oops. It's attached to me. Any of these old drives, like this, any of these with the IDE pins, that's beautiful gold. You'll see those at the end of ribbon wires. They're called IDE connectors. They look like this. Sometimes there's gold in here. Mostly it's plastic. But if you get gold pins in there, you can get gold recovery from there. This is just an old, either CD-ROM or a floppy or some such thing. CD-ROM. So really, a lot of the computers from the early 90s up till about the 2000s, you'll find these older drives. And then, of course, everything, went digital. But these are a great source of gold pin recovery. So definitely don't chuck the drives. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. When you scrap the computer, you definitely want to grab these boards out. They take a minute. Sometimes you'll get a nice chunk of brass inside of there too. So this is a place you can, it doesn't matter. I mean, Board Sort will buy the boards, and I think, oh, good Lord, what is his name? My friend who has the place in Arizona. D is not awake yet. SellYourBoards.com. He's one of our good subscribers. He's killing it on YouTube. He's got some great videos up about things that come through his scrapyard that he resells. Another place where you can possibly find some gold are peripheral cards. Peripheral cards are basically anything that's not a motherboard. Peripheral cards are identified by visible gold. Some people would argue that I have a case for Goldfinger cards here. There's not enough on it for me to warrant that. I'm going to sell these as peripheral high-grade boards. There's plenty of gold there, and there's some chips. These are just heat sinks. They came off the IBM memory modules. Good morning, Patrick. And they're very good for gold recovery, but they've got these stupid ass, fiddly screws on them. I'm going to try to get a little itty bitty electrician screwdriver this morning. So these will be peripheral high grade boards are also pretty good for gold recovery. And don't forget, guys, everything is priced, whether it's me or scrap your, anybody who is buying boards, we all follow the same general guidelines. For example, if somebody says, "Oh, I have a bunch of high grade peripheral boards," okay, I'm going to look for gold, which I have here, and I'm going to look for some chips. I got lots of ICs on here and not a lot of junk. See, if there's a lot of junk on it, it's not going to go. Same thing with telecom grade boards. They're just not going to go. It's not going to fly, especially with the price of e-scrap right now. Boards and stuff, they've gone sky high. This is a backplane board. This is not a... see, they did. I hate this. I said eBay, so they threw a restriction on my live. Ridiculous. So these are backplane boards. Something gold fingered will plug into something gold fingered, and there's lots of gold in here. There's not a lot of chips, but there are good gold fingers. So backplane boards are another good source of gold. Hard drives continue to be good. I don't have any on the bench here. I think I've got 1 pound of the high grade hard drive boards in the store. I've got a lot of low grades, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button because it really does help the channel. If you're into computer recycling or looking to find products that you can, find gold in to refine, I don't refine. That's not my bailiwick. My bailiwick is doing this, is taking older computers apart. I always make sure they don't work first. If they don't work, they're heading towards the I don't think I'm going to keep you. I sell the cases. I sell the boards. I sell the components if they look like they could work, but I sell them as scrap. And I indicate it may not work. It might work. It may not work. The other thing is knowledge is power. Do some research on the older computers that you see come up for sale. Forget anything with an iCore board in it. You might get a good iCore chip that you can send out for test and buy. Those would be your Optiplex, your Lenovo's, your small form HPs and Dells. You might, if you find a newer one, you might find an iCore chip in there. The board itself is worth about 35 cents. There's just not enough value for a buyer, including myself. I've got 5 Gaylord bins full of them, and they're just sitting because they're just not worth it. There's nothing on them. Even the gold pins are just gold flash. They're not good gold recovery. But if you go back prior to 2020, you'll get a big plastic square on the board. Those boards are worth going after for gold recovery. They grade as a large socket motherboard. The RAM slots are good. The expansion slots are good. So any of the older computers that can't be resold, they can't be resold. Look in those two. There's just absolutely no RAM to be had out there. If anybody would have it, it would be me. And, I don't have it. I went through, I think I had 10 garbage cans full of RAM and we sold it all. That's part of how I paid for the kitchen. But I saw it hit $45 a pound and I had to sell it. I couldn't sit on that too much. So, I'll try to keep the material up. I am continuing to work on the computerscrapper.com. I'm almost out from under all of the computers that I have to scrap. A lot of the ones I have now are iCores, and they're just going to sit till, I don't know, probably over the winter. They're older, so this is going to be like i2, i3. Those I would probably put up for resale. They have 2 to 3 times the gold content of a regular pinless CPU. So it'd be something like that. So I did want to just step in and say good morning, wish everybody well, and let you know that, yes, I'm fine. Everything is okay in Scrappy Deville. I'm just on my way out to see about getting these counters done, and I've got to have another mold treatment done to the basement. Gold recovery from old PCs. Learn about gold recovery. That's an AI suggestion. That actually is a good idea. Yeah, gold recovery from old PCs. That's a great hashtag. Matter of fact, I'm going to use that myself. So I do have a couple, like I said, I have lots of boards up. Not like lots of boards, but, lots of 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is you want. Eventually we'll get that to a point where you can just order what you want. That'll all happen on the computerscrapper.com. I think it's going to be after Christmas. But the site itself is actually up and showing in Google. I just haven't finished the e-commerce section of it. But I'm pretty excited about that. And you know what's really cool? A lot of you guys are referring me to other TikTokers. I really appreciate that. So I will strive to continue to find good product for you. I've got a couple of apples and a couple of all-in-ones that we'll do for a live video at some point. Just to have some content. I usually go on Sunday morning. I went to go on Sunday morning and there were too many people on, so I didn't bother. I made a short live and did a video. Usually I go on Sunday between 8 and 10 Eastern time. And but I'm not going to go on if there's other people on because we have a nice community here. And I can do a video. I'm just as happy with that. All right, everybody. God in heaven bless you. Have a good day. I really just wanted to check in and say hello. I haven't seen you in a while. And, peace. God bless. Bye-bye.